So the really cool thing about this, a couple of details that you might not notice, is that this is Sirius Black's home. Currently, the house elf is Creature, and you can tell how much he has actually been taking care of the home, right? Not a bitter little house elf at all. You can actually see that the paint is different in between House 11 and House 12. You can also see that of all of the Christmas decorations, everywhere else, of course, the home of Sirius Black has absolutely nothing. A really cool tidbit that you can do is if you go ahead and knock on the door, and then you go ahead and you pull back and you look up, you can actually see him peek his head out the window in order to, you know, scowl at us muggles watching him. Back here, you're looking at the night bus. Now, if you remember from the movies, the night bus is going to be where Harry Potter needs to find a way to get to Hogwarts or to leave, and this is going to be one of his few options. It runs super late at night, nobody can see it. It runs in between cars, it runs outside of cars, it runs to the left, to the right of the cars. It's wild, it's crazy. He starts stretching and gets pulled apart, and then finally he gets to his destination. This is that night bus. This is going to be so great. It doesn't really stretch, it doesn't look like they're doing any of that here, but you get a great photo op. Okay. This is it. We're now going to be jumping into Diagon Alley. One thing you'll notice, the stones start changing immediately.
You may refer to me simply as Sir. You there, at the front. As a courtesy to other guests, and to me, please be careful when consuming food or drink whilst in the money exchange. We realize this might be a challenge for some, especially after some time spent at the Leaky Cauldron.
So the cool and really great thing about this is that even though it's not a ride, it's still really interactive.
Money exchange. You may exchange model currency for an official Gringotts banknote.
There's cameras and sensors that allow you to interact with him here at Gringotts Money Exchange. If you go ahead and stand right here and then you lean up, he doesn't just turn his head and he looks at you, he even leans forward to be able to talk to you if you're a child and if you want the reaction time.
You there.
Very interactive.
Did you have a question?
No questions here, sir. Thank you very much.
I see. Thank you. I must get back to work. Farewell.
In Goblin true order, of course he has to get back to work because they're all business, no play. Don't waste the Goblin's time. So here we are at Escape from Gringotts. The really cool thing about this ride is that you are a Muggle getting a tour of Gringotts Bank. They're showing you the vaults, they're showing you all of the really cool things that you actually get to see inside of Gringotts Bank. And then right smack dab in the middle of your tour, you fall into the battle between the Death Eaters and Harry Potter and the rest of the Order of the Phoenix. So everything's happening around you, you're a part of the action. The dragon that helps Harry Potter escape is the same dragon that helps you escape. It's amazing, it's a blast. They're pulling you through the entire spectacle. It's so fun, I can't wait for you to be able to try it out yourself. There is a giant dragon, and if you recognize the dragon, it's the same one that helped them get out of the bank in the first place, that was chained up and used for protection and defensive measures. So this dragon is not just a dragon statue, which we all thought when we showed up, but you start to kind of hear rumblings of the dragon talking and speaking through all of the speakers around us. And then all of a sudden, you look up, and then you see that the dragon breathes fire. You can tell that it's not special effects fire because of the fact that you can be standing underneath it and you feel the heat from the fire. It's crazy, and if you don't know what you're getting into, you're gonna get really startled. So the best part about this is that after so many movies of the Weasley brothers, Fred and George, the twins, actually being the magical masters of pranks, they actually get to open up their own prank shop. And so here we get to see that prank shop. We get to be inside of that prank shop and see some of the pranky tools and everything that they have that are a combination of sweets and everything. It's great because it's a cool experience. You get to actually see the Weasley shop while at the same time also getting a chance to experience all of the really cool jokes that the Weasleys are always going to be doing. Like here you'll see on one of the monitors, you know Pooh instead of you know who. I mean, they're definitely going after the Dark Lord because they know what's going on, but they're also exhibiting that carefree and loving personality that we loved in every single movie, where they're pranking us with dragon fireworks and chocolates that make you barf, everything. It's great. King's Cross is really awesome because it comes into play in one of two places. One, it's where you're gonna find 9 3/4, which is also where you're going to find the train to Hogwarts. Another reason why King's Cross is wonderful is because in the emotional, heart-wrenching scene where Harry Potter loses his life, the idea is that he uses the resurrection stone in order to come back. But while he's in the middle of two worlds, he's at a cross between life and death, and it's represented as an empty King's Cross. And that's where he has this conversation with Dumbledore, as Dumbledore essentially guides him to make his decision, because he wasn't forced to come back to life. He was given the choice to come back to life. So what I was expecting was a basic trip on the Hogwarts Express, which was already really cool because you get to be sitting in the Hogwarts Express and it takes you from Diagon Alley over to Hogsmeade, which is exactly the kind of journey that Harry Potter goes through on his way to Hogwarts. But it was even better than that because it was actually a compilation of all of the times that they had to get from Diagon Alley to Hogsmeade, or in order to get to Hogwarts.
So Brian here got the, of course, butterbeer, but I went for something different. I got the peach fuzz sparkling fizzing
peach fizzing tea.
I got the peach fizzing tea. Brian got the
Gilly water. That's what I got.
Brian got Gilly water. Gilly water.
Which is like normal water for muggles, but it's a little bit different because it's filtered by passing it through mermaids. So the mermaids breathe it in and then they spit it out and then you get Gilly water. That's how it's made.
Oh, interesting.
No, I'm just
My food's here. I got the bangers and mash. It's got sausages, got that stuff. I think it's grilled onions, looks like. And some mashed potatoes on the bottom, some veggies, and some peas and roasted tomatoes. It looks bomb. We did some damage. I got Luna Lovegood Interactive, and he got...
I got the Elder Wand, one of the Deathly Hallows, also Dumbledore's Wand, chased after by Voldemort, and one by both Harry Potter and Draco Malfoy. Passed on
Time
to
to do some magic now.
Close till I get up. Time is barely on our side. I don't wanna waste what's left. The storms we chase are leading us, and love is all we'll ever trust. Yeah, no, I don't wanna waste what's left. And on we'll go, through the wastelands, through the highways, till my shadow turns to sun